Hey everyone, if you remember, we were at the same location just about a year ago, and we're back to see what it looks like now. The last time we were here, this entire area was flooded up to the road because of a gigantic beaver dam inside the culvert. Oh, those darn beavers. Look what they have done today. On this side, there's a gigantic, probably 20-30 foot drop. But on this side, the water's like 5 feet from the road. And down here, in fact, at the end, the guardrail curves off right into the water. That beaver dam you see right here, and further up, it looks like a whole bunch of individual beaver dams. But one day they built it in the culvert under the road. And as a result, they lost everything. No more beavers. I'm sure they were relocated after that. This pond was so high, it was going down the drainage ditch. Right in the middle of the water. I could tell by the evidence. Yeah, it's been like this for a pretty long time. It looks like beavers took all these ones down too. And it fell right into the road. These beavers are out of control, but look at this. Down here, it's going right down. Look at this. See, the beavers cut down a little tree there. This is what I was talking about. See, the guardrail swerves over right into the water. And the excess water that can't squeeze through the little holes in that pipe, it's going down the drainage ditch, down the street. And having water in the drainage ditch this close is how you create frost heaves. And this is pretty high elevation. Pretty cool. Wow, take a look at this. It's all disturbed. It looks like they did it recently. I can't believe they actually waited on it. There's no way that this went through summer without anything growing. This must have been a very recent unclogging. You see, there's all the nuts. They disconnected the guardrail and lost all the nuts, so they must have had to use new ones. I'm slowly walking down here. Take a look at the pipe. I know it's a very big pipe. We walked in it last year. Look at how they reinforce this. Maybe something gave. Oh, wow. That's not the pipe we walked in last year. Or is it? Just really mangled. That looks too small for what we were looking in. I guess not. It's just completely mangled by the excavator, which is excusable in this situation. Because where I am, my head would be underwater. The water line was so deep, they're probably here in the middle, at least 20 feet of pond made by those beavers. It looks abandoned now. They must have all been relocated. The big lodge up there is way out of the water. All their dams, nothing's working anymore. Everything got broken. Either the DOT broke their beaver dam there a while back to get them to go away, or they recently did that to make sure they couldn't stay around. I'm very surprised. I don't think it took out the road at all. I think they messed up the entire hill with their heavy machinery trying to locate it. That's what it looks like to me. All right, we're going back up to the road now. Crossing over. It looks like with all the recent rain, it's kind of slipping here. You see all these cracks? Hopefully that settles and gets more sturdy over time. You can see they marked right here approximately where the pipe was, but yeah, you see in between here. How accurate were they? Very accurate. They probably used that ground penetrating radar before they even came out with heavy machinery. And right here, these marks must be, I don't know, maybe the structure. That thing was really deep down there. You saw that? We literally cannot touch it because look at this. Yeah, it's like 20 feet deep in the ground. Like, that is a way to kill yourself. If I was to go down there, literally I'd have to dive right here, 20 feet deep. Maybe a little less because it's at an uphill angle, but by the way the pipe was put in, it's probably a good 15 feet at least. So you go down there, it's even scuba gear. Pull a little bit off it. You create a suction with 15 feet of water pressure, it trying to suck you through a little hole. You'll get stuck against that hole until your oxygen wears out, or if it's deep enough, it could just snap your back in half from the pressure. That's what we call differential pressure. And I have a video exactly what that is. Just look it up on my channel, differential pressure post 10. Here we are on the other side. It's pretty chilly out actually. You see this beaver dam? At one point, they sliced it. Another beaver dam, they sliced it. Another beaver dam. I see at least 6 of them down there in the distance. Whole lot of beaver dams. Here's the pipe. I remember last year I got in the end of it and shined a flashlight down there. There was nothing we could have done. It was 20 feet deep. Even if I got a little bit flowing, I'd have to dive down to do it, and then I get sucked up against the hole you created. You're never getting out of there. This is a job for heavy machinery. Big old pipe. Let's see if we can see anything inside. Lots of iron oxidizing bacteria. A little bit of water's going through it. I don't see any evidence that an excavator went down here, but it could have. Something broke that. If it was done by hand or not, I am not sure. I just wanted to give an update and see the area, how it looked after a year. I accidentally happened upon it today. Didn't even plan on coming out here to look at it. If you remember last year, there was a dangerous tree here that beavers had chewed. It was being held on by maybe a quarter of the wood. Couldn't believe it was standing up. They chewed through it so much. And all these telephone poles were like 20 feet in the water. Down here at the end where this mailbox is, the water was spilling. This is a weird situation. Look at the grass. This grass looks fine. If it was underwater all year, it would be dead. So they may have unplugged it at the beginning of the year, but they recently did work here. This was definitely not flooded all year, based on the grass evidence. But definitely, they just messed with it. I even see excavator tracks right here. Doubt it was that recent. Who knows? I'm just looking for the tree stump. That heavily chewed stump. Here it is. That has to be it. Remember what it looked like last year? Look at this tree! It's windy today. This tree can literally fall in the road and hit someone's car. Somebody is having a bad day. Look at this tree. A good 2/3 of the way through. Take a look at that. That's gonna fall in the road the way they have it notched. It maybe even kill someone in their car. Look at this telephone pole. Just the amount of pressure pushing against this hill. This hill is literally a giant dam right now, and it's not engineered to be that way. So basically what that means is gonna happen, if a little bit of water starts trickling through this hill, it'll start eroding more and more underground until suddenly whole road just pushes out at once, or a car falls into a massive sinkhole, all caused by the beavers. I'm telling you, this beaver pond over here is probably a good 20 feet over capacity. And there's their lodge, all kept up. Beavers usually like taking down fresh trees that are alive, so that's good news for the power company. There's probably no damage. They'd have to be very desperate to start taking down dead stuff. Very hard to chew through. Just like if you're chainsawing or doing any yard work, it wears out the blades much faster if you're cutting dead wood than live wood, which is softer and lubricates. This was pretty cool to see. Look over here. Look at all those white tree stumps that have just been taken down. Hope this video was interesting. Thanks for watching.